Welcome to my American History Notes, where I discuss conclusions I've drawn from studying American history. You may not agree with my conclusions or any of my conclusions, but you should know about the people, events, and places and concepts I'm talking about, and even more to be conversant in American history. So I'm going to start with we're talking about the American Revolution. So I'm on November 16th, 1775. Edmund Burke introduced a bill of reconciliation in Parliament toward the American colonies but was voted down by a margin of 2-1. On December 22nd, Parliament passed a bill banning all trade with the 13 American colonies, declaring all colonial vessels lawful prize and their crews subject to impressments in the Royal Navy. Meanwhile, Adam Smith, the economist, and even Lord Barrington, Secretary of War, urged that all British troops be withdrawn from America and that they be allowed to choose independence if they so desired. Excuse me. American sentiment was now best expressed by the flag that Lieutenant John Paul Jones raised in Commodore Hopkins' flagship, Alfred, December 3rd, 1775, and by George Washington on a hill near Boston on New Year's Day. It carried 13 stripes to mark the union of the colonies, but still retained England's Union Jack as a sign of their union with Great Britain. The flag was not replaced with the stars and stripes until June of 1777. Legend has it that Betsy Ross sewed the first American flag under Washington's orders. From August to November, General Philip Schuyler invaded Canada from Fort Ticonderoga and was replaced after falling ill by Richard Montgomery. Meanwhile, Ethan Allen, that stupidly attempted to take Montreal, was defeated and captured. Montgomery did manage to occupy it, driving Sir Guy Carleton, royal governor, to Quebec. Joined by Benedict Arnold and his force, Montgomery attacked Quebec on December 31st and was repulsed by Carleton and was killed in the fight, with Arnold badly wounded in the leg. In January of 1776, Arnold and his forces retreated to Montreal, with General Burgoyne and German replacements reinforcing Carleton. On June 8, 1776, Arnold's replacement, General John Sullivan, was completely defeated at Trois Rivières, and then he retreated to Fort Ticonderoga, and both sides began to focus naval forces in order to take Lake Champlain, pursuant to a desire by Carleton to march on New York. The American flotilla was attacked by Carleton's flotilla and destroyed at the Battle of Valcour Island and at Split Rock. The Americans did slow the British down enough that the effort to march on New York was abandoned, and Carleton retreated back to Canada. General Washington was not discouraged and threatened by the strength of his growing army. The British, okay, George Washington was not discouraged and was, and he was not discouraged and threatened by the strength. The British evacuated Boston on March 1776. Washington began moving troops to New York. The next most likely place for a British move, it was in that the French and Spanish under Louis XVI and Charles III authorized the supplying of the Americans with ammunition. In April, the British government, in an attempt to crush the rebellion, sent General Howe from Halifax in Canada to New York under escort by a fleet commanded by his brother, an admiral. Then we're going to stop there, and we're going to continue with the events of the early part of the American Revolution next time. Thank you for watching.